on YouTube audience. How's everybody doing? Listen, I'm hoping you can hear me right now. I'm going to actually need the help of a few of you out there. I can't really see who's on with this application that I have, but I'm trying to see who's actually listening in. If you can type something in the live text box in the live chat right there, just to let me know if you can hear me, that would be great. All right, I see I got one viewer there. If you can hear me, whoever is viewing right now, just type something in the box and let me know that you can hear me. And let me know whether it's good enough or not, because I'm on my headphones. All right. Good morning. Okay. T.S. Wood, Tony Brown. All right. Good morning, y'all. All right. Since I am good, I am going to go ahead and start. Got some things that I want to get off of my chest today. Pissed off. All right. What's going on? Washington in the house. Shout out to Langley Davis. MER. You can hear me. That's great. Got some things I want to get off my chest, and I need my YouTube family to help me out right now, because if not, I'm probably going to fly off the hook right now. What's going on, Florida? All right, what's going on, Oregon? Cool, some lag, but it works. All right, cool. All right, I'm out here on this 4G LTE. Actually, I'm in a country part. I'm actually surprised that this is working. But let's open up a conversation, guys, real quick, and you can text to me in the chat right there if you want. I want to go ahead and talk about what's going on in this presidential cycle. First of all, let me just tell you this. I'm already pissed off today because me and the lady are out and about, and I'm over here, taking her to an appointment. I stopped off here at Waffle House, you can see behind me, to get some breakfast, and just having a crazy morning. Couldn't find this place, so spent some time trying to find it. Then on top of trying to find it, just wildness, man. It was just crazy. Lost car keys and all of this kind of crazy mess. So annoyed, very annoyed. But at the end of the day, I just enjoyed one of those Texas cheesesteak melts at Waffle House. So maybe that'll help bring me back a little bit. I don't know. But, we'll see here in a second. I'm not really sure. But like I said, I want to go ahead and focus in on this presidential thing that's going on and all of the questions that I'm getting and stuff. And I'm just, I'm a human, guys. I'm a human. So I'm going to let you know that first and foremost. In case you can't see me, I'm right here. I'm a human, and there's only so much that I could take. I've been seeing a lot of misinformation put out there, and I'm just, it's getting under my skin to the point where it gets hard for me to even do my job. I question sometimes the validity of actually what I'm doing because of how influenced other people are to what's going on out here in the world. And I'm sure some of you feel the same way. You talk to your friends, you talk to your family, and while you're talking to them, it seems like they're completely on another level, on a whole different level. So, you're trying to tell them facts. You're trying to tell them information as pertinent, information that they should probably know. And they hit you from a whole different, angle of information. And then this is what I hate. What I hate is the fact that, it's not that people have different opinions. It's okay to have different opinions. It's okay to have different points of view. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing has ever been wrong with that. The problem is when you're speaking facts to somebody and they just shut down. So I've been dealing with that a lot lately is, I'll speak facts to an individual, especially, I get all kinds of stuff, guys. I get, I believe we're all adults watching this, so I'll tell you what happens to me. When I wake up in the morning, guys, especially after I've posted a Trump video or something like that, When I wake up in the morning and I go to check my, my updates and stuff like that, one of the first things that I find on a lot of days is people still think that I'm a nigger. It's astounding. It's 2016, and I got to wake up, read my messages, and I hope you die, you filthy nigger. This is the kind of stuff that is still happening in America every day. Every day. Just because it doesn't make it to the news, it doesn't mean that it's not going on. The kind of threats that I get, the death threats that I get for some of the information I put out, it's astounding. It's literally astounding that people would be so threatened by information. So you get people that shut down over information. You give them facts, they shut down, and they have no more valid arguments, so they'll immediately go towards a criticism. And normally it's a weak criticism. And then you have your other people. I mean, it's crazy. I guess what I'm trying to hone in on, it's crazy what information can do to people. It's crazy when you can just spit facts, okay? You just spit facts to people, but yet at the same token, no one wants to hear those facts. It's like everybody loves being in this delusion, and this delusion is fucking killing us. It is killing us. Now I'm getting some distractions. There are some fine people that just got out of these vehicles up here in this gas station. I wonder if I could turn this around so you can see it. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, just to give you guys a view. I'm a normal man. But there's like I was saying though, man, there's people that are okay living in this illusion that we're living in right now, and I'm not okay with it. I can never be okay with it. When I look at my daughter, and I look at, well, I should just say my children. When I look at my children, I think about tomorrow. I think about, okay, well, I'm going to die. One day I am eventually going to die. I'm not going to be here. And, I'm 35 years old now. So let's just say that I have 35 years left. And that's being gracious. You get to 70, that's wonderful. But let's just say I got 35 years left. Well, I'm halfway through right now. So that means I have 35 years left to try to make a difference and try to make something so grand and special for my children's life so that they can have better than me. Okay? Now, this task would traditionally, if my skin color was different and if my parents were different, would be easy. Okay? This is a very easy task for, I would say, about 60% of Americans to pass something down through their lineage. Nothing was passed down to me. Nothing was passed down to my mama, my daddy. Nothing was passed down to their mama and daddy. And if I don't build something today, nothing will be passed down to my children. That's a reality of the African American communities, is that 90% of us, we don't have shit. We don't have nothing to pass down. And it's not that we're not working hard, okay? So you get all this rhetoric that's out there, from these people that just don't get it. They just don't understand. I've served this country, and I've served it honorably. I've held my own businesses. I've worked really good jobs. I've had a security clearance. And I could tell you now that I still struggle like the rest of you. I'm still trying to, I still have too much month at the end of the money. Okay? So now, do I have new business ideas? In the last 3 months, have I done relatively well with YouTube and my business ideas? Yeah, I'm coming up relatively quick. But it's taken a really long time. And I feel like people that don't have the information that I have and have the technical ability, have the grit, the heart, the nerve, the will, the gut, the desire, those kind of people, they get left behind. Those kind of people that are, they get easily discouraged, or maybe they weren't trained to be as disciplined as I've been trained to be. So I look at the rest of America and I'm like, we are in one serious fucking problem. This is not sustainable. This is not sustainable. Anytime that, half of the, first of all, African American people are only 10% of the population, about 10%, maybe a little bit more. When you have about 10% of the population that doesn't own shit, and that all they are is people that are consumers, if you will, and they've been placed in this circumstance, in this position, into this economic slavery environment. Everyone's been placed into this economic slavery environment. You were born with a birth certificate? Yeah, that's held somewhere at a bank for collateral. You were born into slavery, okay? It's just a fact. We were all born into economic slavery within this country, okay? The only problem is some of us are experiencing that at a much higher rate. Some of us feel the clamp down and the segregation at a much higher rate. So when you talk about communities that people out here protesting and being pissed off, man, there's a lot more communities that have the right to protest and be pissed off than the ones that are actually doing it. I'm just going to be honest with you. The economic climate in the United States, especially for the African American, is shit. We are talking about third world country standards. We are talking about a stagnant economy. We are talking about an education system that is lacking. Okay? When you talk about those things, there can't be any community growth. There can't be any unity within the community because everybody is struggling and fighting over the resources. So, to me, I believe that it's kind of time for us to wake up and to say, wait a second, my neighbor is hurting and I'm hurting. Maybe we can put our resources together and go out here and do something positive and do something big and do something astronomical that's going to change what we see around us, the circumstance and the situation, around us. That's what it's time for us to wake up and do, but I'm finding a lot of people that are okay going with the status quo. Now, look, I know that recently I just put out a video saying that I was going to support Sanders because he's the person that has human rights most in focus, and he's not beholden to any particular interest group as far as when you talk about this, when you talk about the billionaire class and you talk about the special interest groups. To me, that's good. Does he have everything right? No, he doesn't have everything right. When you talk about issues of globalization and you talk about the carbon tax, I believe that Senator Sanders could get a little bit brushed up on what the globalists see this opportunity as. So I don't think he understands the parameters of that, but I still will support the man because he's going to support us as far as the lower guy on the totem pole. He's the only candidate explicitly talking about supporting the lower guy on the totem pole. So what I'm telling people is this, we have to wake up to the system. We have to understand what's going on in the system. If you support a candidate, cool. I just ask that you don't support Hillary or Trump. I don't care who else you support. I'm kind of going to say don't support Cruz either. But Kasich and Sanders seem like the only two viable choices. Is Kasich beholden to some special interest group? Probably. I haven't heard anything about him raising his own money. Sanders is the only one that has raised his own money that I know of. So with that being said, that is good enough for me to start looking at you seriously. And then when I get down to the meat and potatoes of it, I say, okay, Sanders is a good choice. All right. So with that being said, this is what we need to do. We need to put somebody in office that's a good choice, okay? This is the political talk. That's a good choice so that we can do the shit that we need to do. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, okay? What the big possibility that's going to happen is. Two things. One, Donald Trump is going to become president. Two, Hillary Clinton would become president. Either one of those two things is a terrible fucking option. It's terrible. There's no bueno. It is not good. Okay? So let's talk about Hillary. Did this guy just pull up and park there? What a dick. Let's talk about Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton. Corruption, 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 corruption. Everything about this woman screams globalist. Everything about Hillary Clinton screams, hey, I don't mind the integration of the private sector in the government sector. Why? Because she does it through organizations. And that's how they link the private sector with the public sector. Okay, they do this through organizations. So you create an organization as the middleman, and then you can funnel the dollars through however which way you want to do it. That's why her organization is responsible for some of the land that's been purchased in Oregon for mining by a Russian company for uranium purposes. You got to look at stuff like this. They made a couple $1 million on that. Okay? This is big money we're talking about. These people know how to play this game. So Hillary Clinton, that and so many more things over the course of time, just a whole slew of years of dishonesty. And there's a reason why you get called so many times in front of these in front of these committees for Congress and stuff like that. When you have that much corruption going on, guess what? People are going to question it. So Hillary Clinton, big no-no. Let's move over to our buddy Trump. When we're talking about Trump, man, y'all got to get serious now. We got to get serious. We're talking about, and I'm going to piss people off. I don't care if you hit the dislike button. I don't give a damn what button you hit. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Langley Davis is absolutely right. Clinton needs to be in prison, and Trump is a racist, bigot, bully. That's absolutely right. 1,000% correct. And that's what we're facing right now. Okay? We're facing a woman that has, Tony Brown just said what I was going to say, that has blood on her hands. So at the end of the day, she has blood on her hands, and we're facing a con artist. Now, this guy is a marketing professional. If those of you that are fans and have been fans for some time now, at least since last summer, you're going to remember an article that I put out last summer talking about specifically how Donald Trump was projected to have this run in this year, and it was projected back in 1990 through a cartoon artist in a heavy metal magazine. Okay? It was projected he was going to build a wall. It was projected 2 years before Miley Cyrus was even born in the same comic strip that Miley Cyrus was going to be born and be on MTV. These are the kind of spiritual entities that we are dealing with. This is the deepness that we are dealing with. The depth of this it goes beyond what you're going to see on CNN, Fox, and all these other things. If you keep watching that mess and that garbage, that's what you're going to think reality is. And that's the problem. That's where I get frustrated at. Because it's like we're all walking around in these different realities. Your reality is not my reality. My reality is not a billionaire's reality. And that's what we're looking at. When you look at the definition of reality today, first of all, it's being shattered by independent media. Thank God for independent media still. Okay? So you have that reality, but then you look at the people that may be mainstream cable watchers when they get home from work or before they go to work, things like that. So that's the only narrative that they really follow for their talking points. They live a completely different reality. Completely different reality. One that we can't even relate with, us people that love our independent media. Okay? So we're living in a world with different realities, and it becomes very hard and frustrating to talk to people. I know that some of you feel the same way as well, too. Who can we talk to when these folks are so brainwashed and so blindsided by what these politicians say? You say, people that support Trump, like I said, I can give less than a damn whether you're going to be pissed at me. You can't shut me up and you can't prove me wrong. I challenge you. Try it. Try it. We can have the conversation any day of the week that you want to have it. The man has, you might as well say he has blood on his hands. Anytime you're stealing from American families to the tune of $30,000 plus and they get nothing in return and you do nothing as a millionaire to rectify that loss, you're a con man. You're a con artist. We're talking about a couple $1 million worth of losses generally overall, but this is something he could have covered out of his piggy bank, out of his checking account, if he really cared about American people. What about the workers that have been building these towers that are illegal immigrants? You people talk about illegal immigration, and it's the stupidest fucking conversation in the fucking world. Oh, they're coming over here and they're taking our jobs. Well, who the hell is hiring them? Who do you think is hiring the illegal immigrants? They're not hiring themselves. I hate this conversation. It's stupid. We are hiring them. Why? Because Americans aren't going to work for $5 an hour. And Americans are committing illegal activities by hiring illegal immigrants. Do you understand what's going on? So sick and tired of living in this country where people blame the outcome of the problem instead of the root of the problem. The fuck is that? It's the stupidest crap ever, but yet we continually do it in this country like it's cool. I don't get it. I really don't get it. So I'm pissed off about a lot of things, guys. I really am, and I wanted to get a lot of this off my chest. I don't ever curse. You don't ever hear, well, I do curse every day, but you don't ever hear me curse in my videos. Not that often. I'm not into it in my videos because I like to portray my image a certain way, but if it doesn't go that way, guess what? I'm cool with that too. I'm much more comfortable with being real with you instead of sitting here and trying to be palatable for all audiences. I can't do that shit. I can't. It's some days I'm just fucked up and I'm just mad at the world. And right now there's one